In this video, we are going to be talking about what is your passion. Before getting into this main part of this video, which is answering the 10 questions together, let's talk about what is passion in the first place. What is passion for you? Have you ever thought about the definition of passion? How do you even have passion? How do you see people like who are having passion? How does it work? There are so many motivational speakers. Find your passion and follow your dream. There are so many people who are saying that. But how even in the first place can you find passion? We actually cannot find passion. What does it mean? Passion is actually what we cultivate from something else. What is something else? Something else is our interest. We have to find our interest first here, and then after investing your time and then taking action, it's going to be your passion. The first step we need to do is to find our interest. What kind of things we are naturally interested in? What kind of things naturally attracted to? That's the question that we need to answer first. And after finding our interest, we're going to explore the interest and then take actions for the interest. And then after putting some time and effort, it's gonna be turned into our passion eventually, naturally, gradually. Right now, at the moment, one of my passions is English. I'm actually running English school for Japanese people to learn how to study English in Japan. I didn't have this passion of English at first because I didn't know how to speak English in the first place 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So, and that way I cultivate this passion of English was putting some time and effort after finding interest of English. First encounter for me to English world was when I went to Australia for the first time when I was 17 years old. It was only 2 weeks cultural exchange program. At that time, even though I wasn't able to communicate in English, but I just tried to search for how to say appreciate. And in Japanese it says kansha. I use the Google translation. What is kansha in English? And then it was appreciate. And I said appreciate. I appreciate everything to my host family. And then host family was like, oh really? Thank you so much for saying that. I was super grateful for the fact that I was able to communicate, my feelings. They looked so happy. At that moment, gave me the interest toward English language. I spent a lot of time studying English, trying to improve my speaking English ability. And then at the moment, one of my passions is English language. And then right now, I'm teaching English to Japanese people, how to study English to Japanese people. First of all, we need to find our interest. You definitely have an interest. For example, the reason why you're watching this video is because you have an interest. You're interested in knowing your passion in the first place. That is definitely one of your interests. So in this video, we are going to find your interest at first. If you already have a passion, that's so good. That's so good. You don't even have to watch this video, I think. If you have a passion, if you can confidently say, this is my passion, you don't have to watch it. The only thing you have to do to end your self-discovery is to make a living with what you want to do, right? But if you are unsure about your passion, if you don't know what you can be passionate about, watch this video until then, and then let's find our interest. Eventually, after watching this video, I want you to do work with your passion. I want you to do your work with something that you can be so passionate about, something that you love, something that you like. Because we like it, we just keep going, right? For example, if I was not interested in English, if I was not interested in self-understanding or kind of stuff, I don't make investment for, taking courses, taking coaches, I don't do the kind of investment because I'm interested in self-understanding also, how to find purpose, how to find passion, that kind of stuff. I can keep going with this. Without this, I cannot do that. English as well, because I'm interested in, because I'm passionate about English, I can keep going with teaching English to Japanese people and doing the business with that field. There might be people who are saying like, you gotta first earn money, and after making a financial foundation, that's the time you can do whatever you like to do. That's bullshit. Here's the reason, because if you can make money with something that you hate doing, what about doing something with what you like? You'll be able to keep going, and also you are going to be more motivated about it, and you just don't stop it, right? So naturally speaking, you'll be able to make more money with that thing. So I think that is so unlogical way to approach our work. We don't have to separate money and what we like. We can make it combined. We are living this era internet is so advanced and then we can do whatever we want to do at the moment. Actually, I was not surrounded by people who are doing work with something that they want to do, but I had a question about it. Why do people do work with something that they hate doing? If you come to Japan, if you see the people on the train, they don't seem like they're excited about going to the office every day. That is a huge problem, isn't it? But if you're watching this video, I want you to do your work with something that you're so passionate about, something that you like. So let's go find out what you can be so passionate about in this video and then do a work with something that you like. There are 10 questions that I want you to answer in this video. Please just do not listen to what I'm going to talk about in this video. Please prepare a paper or something like that to write down your thoughts and your answers so that you'll be able to get something out from this video. If you want a worksheet or something while watching this video, please get your free worksheet from this description below. And these 10 questions are not really normal one, I think. These are gonna be very tricky questions, so be prepared for these questions and then let's find out what you want to do. Alright, so the first question that I want you to ask yourself is, what do you want to study even if you have to pay for it? Even if you have to pay for it. What do you want to study even if you have to pay for it? When it comes to work, what is work? What kind of job do you want to do even if you have to pay for it? You know, job is something that pays you money, right? But in this case, what is the job? What is something that you want to learn, that you want to study, even if you have to pay for it? It is very effective for you to look into your past. What kind of things you have been learning? What kind of things you have been putting money into? The next question is which subject did you like the most back when you were in school? This is a very simple question, but I believe there are nobody who says, I didn't like all the subjects back in school. So if you have at least one subject that you were able to study naturally, that would be one of the information that you can use to find your interest. And then after answering these questions, I want you to dig deeper about your answers by asking yourself, why did you like the subject? What is the things in common between the subject that you like the most? Alright, this is the second question that I want you to ask in the next one. This is a very, very powerful question. So the next question is, in what field do you want to be successful if the success is guaranteed? If the success is guaranteed 100%. You can be successful in any field. You'll be successful financially. You'll be famous a lot in that field. If that success is guaranteed already, what field do you want to be successful? The next question is there any genre or field that you're glad you encountered? In my case, one of them is definitely English and self-understanding. When it comes to English, definitely it opened the possibilities in my life. I'm right now running this English school business, and then I'm also using this English to give information to people from outside Japan. English definitely has been a genre that I'm so glad that I encountered. And the next one is self-understanding. A couple of years ago, I couldn't really understand the purpose, the passion. At that moment, I know my passion and purpose, the direction that I want to be heading for. I'm making living with what I truly want to do. And self-understanding is what enabled me to do so. And then just thinks it has been a great journey. It has been a really great journey since I met this concept of self-understanding. So if you can confidently say that this is a genre that you're so glad you met before, you encountered before, you naturally want to tell that story to others. If you want to tell the positive things that happen to your life, naturally that help others too. And if you can help others, it's gonna be your job. It's gonna be your work, right? The next question is what do you often Google? What do you often Google? If you have something that you often search for on Google or on the internet, it could be one of your interests. You can search for the search history on Google, and then if there's things in common between the search history, that could be your interest. And when you do your work and if you want to be successful in that field, you naturally have to keep learning in that industry. You naturally have to search for a lot of information, new information. In my industry about English studies, I naturally search for how to study English, what is the newest tool to study. That is something that I need to do on a daily basis. But also at the same time, that's something that I want to do. So we don't have to do that with effort. You don't have to push yourself, even if it's at work. You're effortlessly studying something and you are using that to give value to others. The next question is, what were you obsessed with in your childhood? When we were a little kid, we basically don't have to work. and we can just do whatever we want to do, like playing games, playing with our friends and stuff. So we are not motivated by money, or we are not motivated by any external factors at most of the times. And when we think about what you are interested in, what you are passionate about, most of the times you can find what you can be so passionate about most of the time in the past experience. Try to remember what kind of activities you were doing back when you were in school, what your obsession are. Alright, the seventh question is what do you feel a challenge or problem in society right now? The reason why this question is very important is that at the end of the day, when you do a work, when you do a job, it's going to be something that you're going to give a value to society. When you make a living with what you truly want to do, what your passion, your interest, it's going to be exchange of the value that you're going to create to people and the money that you're going to be given from the people, right? At the end of the day, you're going to be solving the problem for a certain number of people. So in this case, when it comes to talking about work and job, at the end of the day, I consider this problem as your interest. So if you can find this challenge, it's going to be the thing that you can do for your job, for your work. The next question is, what have you spent money in the past? What have you spent money in the past? For the first question, it was about the future. It was about the present moment. But this question is about the past of yours. If you already have something that you have been investing money into in the past, and if you can find commonalities, things in common between those things you have been investing your money and time into, that could be the one you want to do for your job. Second last question is what genre of books have you read so far? At first, you need to invest money into it, but also you need to invest a little time. It's not really easy task to read all the section of books, right? But you are willing to buy the book with money, and you are willing to spend time with it. If there's things in common between the books and or genres that you have been paying money for, it could be the one that you are naturally drawn into. It could be the one you're naturally attracted to. When it comes to work, if that something is not what you want to spend time with, it will be so challenging. But if you already have something that you have been spending time with, that could be the one you want to use, you want to do as a job. Last but most important question is, what incident or event in life have made you feel anger in your life? There was a question asking you, what do you feel problem or challenge in the world, right? I asked you this kind of question, but this problem is more than that. This question is about anger. You feel anger with the problem, with the situation of the world. In my case, I feel anger about education in the world. It doesn't really align with current situation of the world. So I think it has a lot of things to do with education system. Why only 5% of Japanese people are like enjoying work. So only 8% of our people in the world are actually enjoying the work. So I think it really has something to do with education. Like if this self-understanding program is included in this university program or primary school program, like we wouldn't have this kind of problem, like trying to search for what we want to do. So I actually have a 40 years old client, 50 years old client. They came to my coaching program, but they are still searching for it. And I think it has something to do with the education system. I feel a lot of anger with what education system did to a lot of people. So I think there has to be some changes about the education system. What kind of things do you feel anger to in society? Let's ask this question to yourself, and this is the last question that I want to answer. Today, I was only talking about this passion bar. There is a value and also talent, and if you can combine these three into one, it's going to be what you truly want to do in your life. And then when you do that with your work, it's going to be innovation that's going to happen in your life. That's going to be transformation, literally transformation. That's the experience that I have been having. This is what you have to do. And if you want to get to know more about your passions, more about your values and your talents, there is a worksheet for you to answer a lot of questions like this. There's a written process for you to understand, and you are going to learn how to make a living with it. If you want to learn it, please get the freebie from the description below. You will also have a first ticket to have a free conversation with me about how to find what you truly want to do and how to make a living with it. I really appreciate a lot of people coming to my session. There are also, English students that I'm teaching, they're also Japanese people who are trying to understand themselves. So they are full of our reservations. So please come to my sessions as soon as possible. There is a possibility that I won't be able to provide the sessions one-on-one in the near future. So please come to my session if you're interested in, if you're passionate about, if you want to be passionate about your life and also finding what you truly want to do with your life and then finish your self-discovery. Alright, thanks so much for watching this video. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.